Hey, you fucks. Thanks for, checking out the videos, showing a little bit of support. How about you take it to the next level and show us some love over there on Patreon, huh? Huh? Huh?
Yo, 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 what the fuck is up there, everybody out there on the YouTube sources? You go, everybody, Papa Tikyo, coming to you live from Japan land, and today's a nice, beautiful, sunny Monday while I'm recording this at home, and it feels so good, and, yeah, today I wanted to talk about morning routines, because, recently, I'm back on my ADHD meds as of today, but, I got to, like, these rants are always kind of like a not always, but sometimes they're a continuation of, like, a conversation we were having on my live stream, and I'm like, oh, I still want to say some more stuff, so why don't I just mention it here in the rants, so I'm like, okay, why don't we do that, and, yeah, I kind of wanted to share with you guys what it's been like being off ADHD meds for, like, 2 weeks, and, a Ryan Boundless video that I saw today where he was talking about, like, like why it's good to, like, fast or, like, get sick on occasion and how it changes you, makes you feel grateful and all this stuff, right? But also it's just, so it's like there's that, and then, like, me being sick, and then, like, being off my meds for 2 weeks, and, like, the differences that I've seen changing, and then, my morning routine and why I get up early now, and, like, the kind of vitamins I take and why I take them, and, what it was before, what it is now, what I'd like it to be later, and, pretty good. Yeah, apologies if I'm yawning or whatever. It's in the morning. It's 8 a.m. right now. I've been up since 4, so whew, fun times. Mm. Mm. And for motivation, I'm watching Muted. I'm watching the Arnold Schwarzenegger documentary. I didn't even know there was a Arnold Schwarzenegger documentary. I just typed in on Netflix, like, muscle in the search, and then that came up. So this is interesting because I don't actually know anything about Arnold Schwarzenegger. Said that he came from, like, Austria, right? So it's interesting. I didn't even know he had a brother, and that, like, the training actually started with his, like, dad telling him and his brother to train at home and at work and stuff. That's cool. But yeah, anyway, guys, I just want to talk about that today, and I've got Shenmue 3 clip playing in the background. I really didn't like how they changed, I didn't mind the graphics upgrade, even though I didn't really like it for Shenmue 3, and I didn't mind that they were using shitty voice actors again, but they changed the combat system completely, and it's really bad. It's really, really bad, and it's not all of Shenmue, but, like, half of Shenmue is, like, fighting, like, you use violence to save yourself and whatever, and blah, 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 and they took out that part of it, so I never actually played it's so funny, I paid into the Kickstarter, I paid, like, $100 into the Kickstarter, I still have the copy of the game somewhere over here, but I played, like, 8 hours into it, and I'm like, God, you guys you ruined everything, like, you did most of the stuff good. I really wish they hadn't changed the faces, because the faces looking slightly cartoony were good. And I heard that, like, the reason why they didn't use the same fighting system is that it was based off of the Virtua Fighter, and Sega owns the license for that. And so, they had to create a new system, but the new system's just horrible. It's super laggy and just whatever. But that being said, we can at least watch the gameplay footage in the background while we're talking about my awesome morning routine for this morning rant. And yeah, guys, so, get strapped in, enjoy yourself, go and get your errands ready, or, get ready to go in the car for that long drive to wherever, and, like, let's just talk about all this random shit today, huh? And Yeah, so, but before I do any of that, let me just do some self-promo. Guys, you know I don't make any money off of Google AdSense due to saying the F word too much, and also because I don't get that many views. So if you guys want to help support the channel, you know what to do. Go over to patreon.com/TKOSam. The links are down below. There's a ton of different bonus content there. Most important being Japanese lessons. If you guys want to actually move to Japan at some point, it's going to be a lot easier if you know Japanese. And if you like what I got to say and you think that, you're like, okay, I want to take advice about learning Japanese from me, then, and you like the videos and you want to contribute, then sign up for the Japanese lessons, guys. The first one is free, and I should, what is it? I should give a link to that lesson instead of just putting it, I should put that link somewhere in the video description now that I think about it. But, because we have a command for it in the live stream chat, but I don't think we have the, I'm like, dude, I would never pay for anything unless I did a trial of it for free first. So, if you guys want to see what the lessons look like, the first one is on the playlist on my main TKO Sam channel. But anyway, I'll just probably, if I'm listening to this while this is being premiered, I'll just put it in the chat while I'm doing it. But anyway, yeah, you guys can go over to patreon.com/TKOSam to sign up for that. Or if you don't like Patreon, which I know some of you guys don't, you can help me out still by becoming a member here, by pushing that join button or gifting memberships to other people, and that really helps too. Or simply you could do a super chat or leave a super thanks, and that always helps me out, guys, and I know that some of you guys would rather do that directly through here. And speaking of which, I want to give a shout out to the super chatter guy of this week, Boom. Big thank you and shout out to you, sir. And yeah, even if you guys don't want to throw cash at me, you can always help out the channel by smashing the like button and leaving a comment. And I guess the question of the day is, what is your morning routine like? I don't care if it sounds stupid or whatever. Let me know. For example, do you brush your teeth in the at all, or do you brush them in the morning or at nighttime? Honestly, I don't really have a rhyme or rhythm to it. I just brush my teeth whenever I want during the day, but at least I try to do it once a day. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna get into the big morning routine here, so yeah, let me know what you guys think and stuff and whatever. And yeah, because it's just it's so funny how it's well, dude, you're just talking about morning routines, it's not really that big a deal. And I'm like, I know, it doesn't sound like that big a deal, right? But the thing is that with morning routines, this isn't some Jordan Peterson crap where it's hey, bucko, you got to start off your day by making your bed. One, I never make my bed. You want to know why? Because whenever I see a bed and it looks like it's been made, I want to go to sleep in it. I guess if you're not sleeping in your bedroom, maybe, but it's yeah, dude, I never, my bed is in my work area, right? It's in my work / relax area. So, when I think that's another important thing for people too. It's to have a play area and then have a work area too. I don't really have that. It's just one bedroom with everything. But to be honest, I like it this way, and I really like doing the YouTube, just having a studio apartment, this isn't really a studio apartment. This is a one-bedroom apartment, but yeah, I mean, even if I got the chance, I don't understand why people, I guess unless you have kids and you want them to have their own private rooms or something, but, if you're just living by yourself, why not have just a giant studio apartment? Just see everything. I don't need to divide shit by walls, just give me one big open space. I remember I had a friend here who, got a 3 LDK, a 3-bedroom living dining room apartment, and he was fuck that, and he just tore down the wall in between one of the bedrooms and the kitchen, so then he just had one big ass fucking living room kitchen. I was yeah, that's pretty cool. Nice way to go, man. That works good. But yeah, I don't know, it's just I can't segregate my work area and play area, but if I had a bigger place, I would. Maybe. I don't know. That's so funny. I went over to my friend's house the other day, and he's Australian, and he's a good guy. I've known him for a while, But you know, his wife has recently figured out that Japan is offering some kind of like tax stipend or like tax deduction if you start your own business, and there's like also like more I forgot what specifically it's for, but like there's more like you're encouraged to start a lodging business or something too, because like most food businesses fail, they can't sustain themselves, and there's too many regulations, and people just get burnt out doing them. But you know, for like lodging or doing like your own little Airbnb, it's so funny because Japan hated Airbnb for so long, but it's just like Uber. They hate it because they can't control it, but once they figured out a way to control it, then they're like, oh, okay, now I like it, now it's fine. And I'm like, okay, yeah, cool. And so, but yeah, like in Japan now, it's like they need people to pay. Like they want people to use property. There's a lot of abandoned properties in Japan right now, and so Japan's like really happy if you can come over and like use, like, you know, not only buy the property but use the property. A lot of people inherited like old properties, but like they're so shitty and worn down that nobody really wants to use them at all, you know. So Japan's like, oh, you want to not only buy this, but you want to utilize it and like maybe bring some more fucking business to this area? Okay, that's cool. But anyway, I went by my Aussie buddy's house, and he's, you know, he always gives me shit about like my weight or something too. And I'm like, you know what, like whatever, like this is like it's annoying, but he knows when to not push me. And but this is like a friend of mine who he's a great guy. I like him, but like he fucking I think when he was like 30 or something, his like his parents weren't rich, but they had just saved money their whole lives. And so when my buddy's parents died, when he was like, I think his mom died of cancer and then his dad died, he inherited like $1 million or something, and that was a lot of money in like, I don't know, 1980 or 1990, whenever that happened or whatever. And so like my friend like went to college, then he worked for a couple of years, and then he met his wife, and they were both working regular jobs, and then like his parents died, and so he inherited their house, and he inherited like the $1 million or whatever, right? So they were living rent free for a long time, and like as soon as his parents died, he basically just quit working, and he put he put that money into an account where he can just withdraw the interest every year and just live off of that. And his wife kept working or whatever because she likes working, but then his wife's dad died a while ago too, and her mom was dying, so they had to come back to Japan and take care of her mom, and so they moved into her mom's house, and like eventually the mom died because she was just hanging on for a while. But you know, the wife's always been like a worker, right? Like she's one of those people that's like, she's not a workaholic, but she finds purpose in her work, so she's always got projects and businesses to start. And meanwhile, my friend's just like, you know, doing whatever he wants, like just studying shit and whatever. He's not working. And so it always makes me angry when he gives me like money advice, when I'm like, your only advice was to inherit money and then live off that money and never work again, which is nice. I would like to do that, but he keeps fucking badgering me all the time that I need to buy a place, and he knows that the only kind of place I could afford to buy is in the countryside. And this guy's never lived in the countryside in Japan. He's always lived in Tokyo. Or in like Australia, in like a fairly like decent sized city, right? So it's like, you know, I've told him that I'm like, I really like living in the city. Like, you know, I've lived in second tier city like Chiba City. I've lived in the countryside of Chiba, and like that was for, I don't know, like 4 to 5 years or something. And yeah, like I'm the happiest in Tokyo. And if being in Tokyo means I have to rent versus buying, then that's fine. That's fine with me, because like I know what he's saying. He's saying that eventually people are going to come in and they're going to smash down all of these buildings, and then they're going to build up high rises for like the really rich people, and then all of those people that didn't prepare for this to happen are going to be drawn out. Like they're going to have to move away from that area, like the cool area. And I understand that. I understand that. I don't like that, but I don't think that's going to happen for another 15 to 20 years. Like, Japan is always 15 to 20 years behind when it comes to stuff like that. So I feel like I still have some time to do that. It's funny because we did a reaction video to Dogen's the Delusional Foreigner video where he's talking about, you know, you're competing with all these guys who have been running since they were young, and now you're, like, starting to run. Like, man, like you've wasted all of your time. You've got no more time left. It was the most pessimistic, like, just sad, stop trying, like, fucking message of a story. And I really didn't like that. I mean, I get what he was trying to say with that story, while he was, like, Dogen was, like, trying to be like, well, you need to figure out what you need to do, and you need to figure it out now before you figure it out later. But like, the other way people could interpret that as, well, you already fucked up, so you might as well not try. And it was just, like, such a shitty fucking message. But anyway, my friend, my buddy is like, you need to buy a house and, like, you know, you need to own some property or whatever, because Japan's going to have more foreigners come in and the real estate market is going to boom again. And I get that, but I would rather stay in Tokyo and rent and try to figure out my shit here than go to the countryside and just live out there. I live somewhere because it's interesting where I live. I think a lot of people, if you don't like people and you want to have your own space and you need to have, like, a really big fucking place, that's totally fine. But for me, I'm like, nah, dude, like, I want to do my, like, you know, I love being around the city. I don't need a lot of things to be happy, and I don't need a lot of space to be happy. And I don't know, it's so funny how, like, some friends can't, like, they can't imagine, like, how I think like that. They can't imagine where I'm coming from with that mentality. And I don't know, it's annoying, because it's like, look, if you had some solid advice of, like, okay, you need to start, like, investing your money or doing this and that. Like, I hate people that always give super vague advice, but they give it harshly and they're judging you for it. And I'm like, well, here, give me some actual concrete examples of what I should do. Oh yeah, I forgot, you didn't earn your money, you inherited your money. So, like, you're trying, and, like, now you haven't done anything with your life job wise, and now you found something that really gives you purpose and drive, but you're giving me shit because I'm not doing that. Like, oh, fuck off, dude, you know. But what are you gonna do? You know, hey, I'm not gonna do what everyone thinks I'm gonna do, and you flip out, man. I just want to know who's coming with me. Who's coming with me, man? Fucking Jan. Thank you, Jan. Guys, fucking bonus points for anybody who knows what movie I'm talking about in the comments section. Write down the movie. Here, let me get some coffee here. Yeah, I gotta go to the ear doctor today. My ear's still fucked up from being sick. And I'm like, God damn it, I still, like, it just feels like a bubble or something. Luckily, it's Shinjuku and there's doctors everywhere, so I just gotta go and walk over there maybe, like, in the afternoon or something and see what they can do. See what they can do for me. Do for good old dad. But, anyway, yeah, I don't know. It's just, it's one of those things where it's like, when you're comparing, like, I think it's great to have, like, people that are really into doing their own stuff, but you need to do it because you want to do it, not because you've got the FOMO, because you keep comparing yourself to other people. Like, that's never going to be good for you, you know. You gotta stretch out a bit, you know. Like, you gotta look deep within and find the inner peace, and then reflect, you know, a lot of reflecting. And yeah, and I don't know, just morning routine shit. And one of the ways that you do that is by having a decent fucking morning routine. And you know, the morning, like, I don't know, like, I read fucking Jordan Peterson's book, and I don't think it's that bad. I mean, like, I give props to Jordan Peterson for not taking shit for people being like, if you don't call me he, her, I'm gonna get you arrested. Like, it's great that he stood up for that. But as, like, a life coach thing or something, I mean, I don't think that, like, his advice isn't horrible. But, I mean, like, it's not the number one thing I want advice for kind of thing. I mean, like, he's not the guy who I would look to for a lot of things. I mean, like, his like, daughter was a big hoe, and then she got married, you know, and then she divorced her husband, and it's like, you know, the kids reflect the parents, right? And like him and his wife seem all right, but it's just like, I don't know, man. You gotta, I think like you gotta take grains of salt of advice from everybody. Don't just take it from one person, right? But I always, like, whenever somebody says, like, you got to make your bed, or when I think of morning routines, I think of, like, the make your bed bucko from Jordan Peterson, and it's like, nah, dude, if I make my bed, I'm going to be looking at that, and I'm going to be like, man, that looks comfortable. I want to go to bed in that, and I'm like, nah. Keep it disheveled so I can't go back in there and just, like, lay down and relax, you know? Excuse-moi, mon ami, the burping. But, yeah, it's just, I guess we could get into the big topic now. So, you know, I was sick for like a week, really hardcore, and like so far, like usually I get sick maybe like 2 to 4 times a year, and you know, I'd like to say that I'm pretty proud of myself for like the kind of, I don't really exercise that much, but I do eat quite healthy. I think I eat more healthy than you guys. I don't know. I'd like to see somebody who eats more healthy stuff than I do. Like, you know, it's because it's interesting and it is mayhem, but no, it's just like you know, my morning routine before, I guess, like, and the thing is like I don't really have like a hard stamp on like when I started this morning routine. Like I'd really like to know when I started doing this, because like everyone thinks that it has to be one thing at once, you know, like you need to do one, like, you know, it's like everything happens all at once, you know, like, oh, okay, your morning routine is good now, you don't need to worry about this shit anymore. And it's like, it's not that simple, you know. And it's like, well, what do you mean it's not that simple? Well, it's like everything is a little bit of a little bit of a little bit. Like, you know, when Japanese people say, or like when Japanese, whatever you want to say, they say kaizen, which means small improvements over the long course of time, right? People don't think about it like that, you know? Like, they think like, oh, okay, like, so that means like changing your morning routine and then changing your like afternoon or night routine. I'm like, no, like you decide that you want to change that, and you're okay with making mistakes along the way, but you just kind of play it by ear. And I really like that about the morning routine stuff that I do now. It's like morning routine and afternoon routine. Like at some point, like before I started waking up and doing the stuff that I do now, like I would get up around 10. Like my routine would be I'd stay up until 2 a.m. Like, you know, around like midnight to 2 a.m. I'd wake up at 10 a.m. And, you know, God, I don't even know. What was my routine like? I guess I would drink coffee in the morning, and then fuck, I don't know, like what was I eating and stuff back then? I don't even remember. Like when I was at the guest house, it's like I'd go to bed and wake up around a certain time, and then go to bed at a certain time. God, this is the reason why you should keep a journal, because I honestly I can't remember clearly off the top of my head what I was doing back then, but you know, there wasn't any rhyme or reason to it, though. It's like because like thanks to being a freelance translator, I had a very flexible schedule. So like I never had to wake up early except for Saturdays, you know. Other days where I might be teaching or doing other jobs, usually they didn't start until like 10 or 11 a.m. so I could still sleep in, right? But I was sleeping when I wanted to sleep, and I woke up when I wanted to wake up most of the days of the week. And I was eating whatever the fuck I wanted, you know? And it's just, I forgot how this initially started happening, but, or what I was eating before I started eating this way, but eventually I'm like, I need some rhyme and reason to the way that I'm, like, I'm living. Like, and like the first thing to do to change that is to change your routine. Like, well, you have to look at your routine and see what it is that you could do to change it. And that's what I did. Let me get some coffee really quick. Hold on. So, one thing I was like, okay, I need to start waking up early, because I think that if I wake up early and I get the most amount of sunlight in during the day, I won't feel guilty about going to bed like early, or like feel bad about like going to bed whenever, because I got the maximum amount of sunlight. Like even if I stayed at home, as long as I keep my balcony door open, the curtains open, I will be able to get a lot of sunlight in, through my day or whatever. Like I'll be able to sit down and get all that sunlight absorbed or whatever. And so I'm like, okay, well that's a good, that's a good start. Yeah, okay. And then it's like, well, what time should I wake up? And I don't think it was until this winter, but before I was just like, okay, well I remember, like, here, wait, I have my phone in front of me. Let me see. I remember I had these New Year's resolutions, and Papa Tetsu helped me think of them. And one of the resolutions was wake up at 7 a.m. Like, I gotta wake up at 7 a.m. I must wake up. And wow, I did a couple of these goals. Shit, that's nice. It's so funny. Like, I've had this phone case for, I guess, 2 or 3 years now. And I wrote down these New Year's goals. I don't have New Year's goals now, but I did for the last, 4 years or whatever. And, yeah, I guess, waking up was really hard for me to wake up at a certain time or whatever each time. But I was like, you know what? This last winter, I was like, I'm going to wake up when the sun comes up, because I have a pattern of having, seasonal depression. So, and I've seen what happens to, for example, my friends' wives or whatever. Like, my friend had a kid, what was it, last year, maybe 2 years ago, and he said his wife was, super depressed, and, because she was on maternity leave, she got, she worked for a foreign company, she got to take a lot of time off, and it's just, idle, time off when you're, or what is it, a lot of idle time when you're feeling depressed is not really a super good thing, so... but I remember, she wasn't, she wasn't really eating that well, and, she had, no sleep routine, and, she wasn't getting a lot of sunlight. She was staying inside or whatever, and, I just assumed that she wasn't getting a lot of good vitamins or whatever during the day, so it's I slowly started doing these things where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna wake up, at, before the sun comes up, so I can maximize how much sun I get. And I'm like, okay, well, I have a phone, and the phone has a weather app on there, and the weather app also says each day when when the sun's coming up. So as long as I get up 10 minutes to an hour before the sun comes up, that's good. Okay, cool. And then so it's I could check the phone each day, and I'm like, okay, that's good. But also I started doing I think I'm on over a year of doing this now, but I had been using a sleep app that my buddy had recommended to me, but it wasn't really that good. And but I thought okay, I need to record myself sleeping to see when I wake up or whatever. And but instead what I ended up doing was what the hell did I end up doing? Scheißen. Yeah, one of my buddies in Georgia. One of my buddies in Georgia, he recommended that I try Pokemon Sleep, and I was like, "What's that?" And he's like, "It's a sleep app, but it's a game." And I really, really enjoyed playing that, and I'm like, "Okay, shit!" And it was like my sleep app, except it was a Pokemon game, and I'm like, "Oh, this is awesome! Okay, I can get behind this." And so I started doing that, and then. Also, it was okay, well, why do I stay up so late? And, aside from waking up late, why do I stay up late? And I was like, okay, wait a second. It's because I'm not tired. And it's why are you not tired? And I'm like, well, I've got this, dopamine feedback loop that I'm always, doing where I'm like, okay, okay, I've got this, feedback dopamine loop, and I'm like, okay, why don't I just what do I do to tire myself out or get tired? So I'm like, well, I could read, yeah, and I'm like, okay, I could read, or I could because it's I'm doing my journal and stuff at night anyway, but I finish that within a couple minutes or whatever, right? So it's okay, well, instead of watching a TV show, because when I watch a TV show, I always want to watch the next episode, so I'm like, if I'm gonna watch something after 7 p.m., it should be a movie, because there's a beginning, a clear beginning and a clear end to that, as long as it's not like a sequel or anything. I'm like, okay, yeah, we can do that. And then so that and I was like, well, and then eventually I think I switched, so like I just listen to podcasts now. Like I listen to like not a podcast that's like a good really conversation like Joe Rogan or something. Like I usually listen to Come Town, and I was like, okay, instead of like reading a book, I'll just like browse my phone for like 30 minutes or something, and then and I noticed too, it's like slowly turn down the volume for the podcast because your ear gets tired, or like you get tired because you're trying to like listen to it even though it's really low. And yeah, like turn off all your electronics or whatever. I'm like, okay, like that will help me go to bed more easily. Like I've got like a routine now that help, because I tried the whole Navy SEAL thing where you like hold your breath for like 4 seconds and through your mouth and then exhale through your nose or something, and like that just never worked for me. And yeah, and it's like I also found like a comfortable sleeping position. Like I sleep sitting up now. I don't know if that's good or bad for you, but at least it works for me. So like I'll just sleep sitting down versus laying down, at least for like half of the night. And yeah, it's just like it's very like Leon the Professional style, sleep in a chair. But what is it? So it's like I found, like I was like, okay, well if I want to wake up early, I need to be able to sleep early. And the way I got to sleep early, well, I got to figure out why I'm not sleeping early and fix that. So I did that. That was good. Also, I was like, wow, like, I drink I don't have any rules for drinking caffeine. I should change that. And so, like, I made a rule that it's like, okay, unless it's up until 4 p.m., I can drink caffeine. But after that, no more caffeine, because caffeine will keep me up. And I'm like, oh, shit. Yeah, like, I used to drink caffeine all the fucking time. But now it's like, no, I don't need to do that. It's cool, It's fine. So, yeah, so it's like, it's little, but I mean, it wasn't all at once, right? Like, it was just like, okay, I need to wake up early. Let's work on this stuff, Let's get this shit done. Like, let's actually, like, work, we should work on it. Let's have a talk about it, I don't know, I got those same hairs on the bottom of my feet, too. We got a lot of common here. Spaghetti, no! Spaghetti, no! Oh, God, stop, Spaghetti, I'm your father. But yeah, so like the morning routine was like that, and then I realized, I was like, well, I've been taking like a multivitamin forever, but I was like, you know what, like if they have other chewable vitamins, I'm gonna get some chewable vitamins, because I order all my stuff from iHerb when it comes to like hygiene shit and like health stuff. So like all my body wash and shampoos and everything, they all come from there, because I don't like the Japanese ones. And yeah, it's just it's good, So like before I bought just like random supplements, I asked a bunch of friends that do like have their own supplements and stuff that like they take in the morning, and I was like, what do you guys take? What do you do? And I asked around, so I ended up slowly going online. I slowly started accumulating this stuff, and I ended up getting zinc, B12, vitamin C, vitamin D3, fish oil. It's the omega-3 fish oil or whatever. And yeah, and I got those, and then eventually I did get Tonkat Ali, but when I was sick, I stopped taking that. But I'll probably start taking. I'm gonna experiment with the ADHD meds for a week, because I was having like high blood pressure, and but I hadn't changed like the food I ate or whatever, right? So I'm wondering if it was because of the ADHD meds, or because of or like possibly because of the Tonkat Ali. So like something I was taking was making the blood pressure higher. So like this week I'm gonna experiment with just the ADHD meds, and then next week I'll experiment with the Tonkat Ali. But yeah, I started taking. So I took like vitamin B12, because it's very hard to get that unless you're eating like animals, because B12 comes from dirt. So unless you've got like dirty vegetables that you're washing off that still has a little bits of dirt on there, you're not really gonna get that from veggies. And yeah, so B12, and then I got D3, because D3 is like I think, you get that from the sun or whatever, so, like, you could always use more of that. And then vitamin C, even though I eat vegetables and fruits every day that have that, I was like, well, you can't ever have too much vitamin C, so I got that. And then zinc is supposed to be just for, like, your body your body to process. I forgot what specific. I bought it as a joke to bust big loads. And guys, by the way, zinc does help you bust huge loads. It's very nice. But yeah, I had what is that? I got that, and then also yeah, and then the fish oil is just for my joints because I'm fat, and you know the knees and the elbows are really important. So I got that for that, and then what else? Yeah, and then the Tonkat Ali I got because my buddy in Osaka, he's a fat guy too, and he said he was taking that for the low testosterone. And I mean, like, I haven't measured my testosterone, but like, I mean, come on, dude. Like, I'm fat cells or whatever. Like, they got estrogen in them, and yeah. So it's like, you know, my buddy is what is it? I was like, well, you know, if I could use some more testosterone, but I'm not gonna use that like testosterone cream or whatever that like is super unregulated from India or whatever, and then if you stop taking it, your body can't produce its own testosterone. And yeah, so I kind of stayed away from that. I'll wait until I'm like 40-ish or something, or like 45-ish to take that stuff if I really want to. But for right now, I was like, let's just do herbal supplement and just take the Tonkat Ali instead. But yeah, I mean, the whole point is, though, is that like I take those vitamins in the morning, and they're all like the catch is that all of them are chewable except for the fish pill and the Tonkat Ali. Everything else is chewable and tastes like Flintstones. And I don't know, when I was younger, I didn't really like it, but now that I'm older, like I really like the flavor. I like the texture of it, and it's nice. So yeah, I don't know. I like taking that. What else? Is there anything else? And then yeah, I take my ADHD pill in the morning, and it's usually 28 milligrams of Concerta. And yeah, and so yeah, that's the morning vitamin regime. And then I also started just because I saw it on Amazon. I started taking I saw this woman on YouTube called ADVJapan, and she's an Aussie vlogger that lives in, I think she's I don't know, Shikoku or something. She's an Aussie vlogger that started a couple years ago, and she just does like slice of life videos. And in one of her videos, she was showing her morning routine, and she was like, she takes these Japanese veggie drinks called kagome, and it's all right. It's a lot better than American veggie drinks, I think. But yeah, she took the kagome vegetable drink, and she mixed it with this stuff called aojiru, which is supposed to be like a dry powdered version of a bunch of vegetables blended together. I don't know how exactly healthy that is. It could all be placebo effect, but I like it. I like the idea of it. So, I saw that because like up until now on Japanese commercials, you would see Japanese people usually mix aojiru with water or like milk, and I'm like, I'm not really, no, I've tried that before, it don't taste so good. But when I saw ADVJapan and she mixed it with vegetable juice, I was like, oh, well, it's already vegetable tasting, so if you mix it with vegetable juice, that's totally normal. Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, cool. So I started doing that. I don't remember when I started doing that, but I started doing that. So every morning I wake up, take my piss, take my shit. And, I've been, it's been nice, because, like, usually, up until being sick, I would wake up maybe one to three times a night to, like, take a piss. And, I realize now, after being sick for so long, that it's just because, when you eat something, and, I mean, of course, if you eat or drink or something, you're gonna have to piss or, shit afterwards, right? But if you're eating a lot, like, if you ate food, and at least for me, like it might be a little TMI, guys, but it's like I feel that like when you eat a lot of food, like that shit, it's in the same area as your prostate, which makes you want to pee, right? And so it's all in the same area in your body. So if you have shit backed up, then that's gonna be pushing on your prostate, and you're gonna be wanting to piss just because you need to take a shit. So I try to flush everything out of my I try not to eat a couple hours before bed. So I wake up at night and I'm really dehydrated, but it's better than having to wake up to take a piss, right? And so it's anyway, I just it's like, I don't know, just waking up, because when I think about it, when I was younger, like, people always say, oh, when I slept I could sleep so hard, and like I'd sleep for a long amount of times when I was younger. And I'm like, what? Now that I think about it, no, like I would just wake up and I'd really have to piss, but I just toss and turn, and then like go back to bed, and then like probably wake up, and then I'd really really have to piss hard. But like I still woke up because I had to piss. I just didn't take a piss. I just held it in, and I was like, that's not really like I mean, I don't know. I mean, if you gotta go, you gotta go, kind of thing, right? But yeah, that's what I've been doing recently. It's like if I need to piss, I just try to, unless I really really need to, I just try to adjust and then pass out even longer, and then finally when I wake up, I have to go really bad or whatever. And that was nice though, because it's like, you get to be in bed for a majority of that time. But yeah, anyway, because everyone always says you need like 8 solid hours of sleep, and I don't get 8 solid hours. I try to get 6 to 8 hours of sleep, but it's never really solid. It's always like, 2 to 3 hours or something, and then wake up, toss and turn a little bit, and then like another 2 to 3 hours of sleep, kind of thing. Sleep's important, you gotta do the sleeping, man. You gotta fucking do it. It's important. But yeah, the morning routine is just like after you wake up from all that, what I do is I'll turn on the computer, turn on my TVs or whatever, turn on my tablet. And because I have a tablet here that I was going to use for my English teaching, but it's just so fucking slow. So it's just turned into another like computer screen. And I just watch like a webcam of Kabukicho every day on there, just to see like what the weather's like outside, since like my balcony doesn't really have a view. So it's like, okay, well, okay, the webcam looks like it's like, it looks like it's raining, but not many people are using umbrellas, so okay, I think I'll be fine, so I can test out like that. But and then on my PS4, big shout out to ADVJapan for giving me a fucking PS4 back in the day. On the PS4, I always have some kind of Japan live stream playing in the background. And recently what I do is I have this live stream from Kawazu, Shizuoka, which is just like a tiny little like town that's on the coast of the beach, like the beach down there. And it's just this webcam showing this train track bridge. And it's just, and there's a river underneath there. And it's just so beautiful. And yeah, I don't know. I really like watching that in the background. It's fun. And like before that, I was watching a live stream of Mount Fuji, but on rainy days it would get so foggy you couldn't even see any of the scenery. So yeah, big shout out to Armchair Traveler. There's this YouTube channel called Armchair Traveler, and he has a live stream going all the time, which is a combination of like 10 plus Japan webcam live streams where it just shows what Japan's like at that exact time of day. And I was like, that's pretty cool. But anyway, yeah, so I wake up, take my shit, take my piss, I turn on some music usually while I'm going and doing my routine. Pokemon Sleep is weird. Pokemon Sleep is great because it does force me to go to bed at time, but Pokemon Sleep does not work. That's the thing that pisses me off. Like, Pokemon Sleep, it's gotten better. But, like, let's say I slept from 9 till 5 a.m., right? That's, like, what, 3, 5. That's 8 hours I slept. Even if I slept for 8 hours, Pokemon Sleep will sometimes be like, oh, well, I'm sorry, I couldn't track the last 2 hours of that. And then you lose your points, you lose your progress in the game. And it's super annoying because you did everything right? But the game still fucking doesn't reward you for it. So even though I wake up at 5, I don't check Pokemon Sleep until 7 to make sure that, like, even if it takes off 2 hours, at least I gained another 2 hours. I bet it's some stupid Pied Piper shit where they're secretly using your phone as, like, a little, like, a remote server for something, so they want you just to keep your phone on the app mode as long as possible. I don't know. But, yeah, so I don't check Pokemon Sleep immediately when I wake up. But, yeah, after bathroom time, I go into the kitchen and refill my thermos full of ice, lemon water and ice, and then I fill it up with some green tea as well. And, refill my ice cube trays. I wish I could just have, like, fucking 6 ice cube trays or something in my, oh, wait. I can do that now. I made space in my freezer. I could totally do that now if I want. Yes. Yes, buy all the ice cube trays. Yes, do it. Do it. I'm gonna make a memo of that right now. Buy more ice cube trays. It's chowder. Chowder. I'll kill you. I'll kill all you, especially those of you under Jeremy. Get chowder. Buy more ice cube trays. Yep, there we go. It's good stuff. Good stuff, and it is, ma'am. But yeah, I usually, because I only have 3 ice cube trays, I usually have to fill them up because I like cold drinks, It's so funny, like, I don't know, I must not have been Chinese or British in my last life because I like, I really love cold drinks. Like, that's my favorite. Room temperature drinks? Nah. Warm drinks? Nah. I'm always cold, man. I always love the ice drinks. Those are my favorite. And so... yeah, it's good. It's good. So like I'll fill up my thermos. I'll fill up and I'll get coffee and the coffee I blend with like whole milk and ice and coffee. Just put it in there and it's fucking awesome. Yeah, and that's like another thing too. Like I was like, damn, like I don't make my coffee because some people, they love it's like a therapeutic routine for them to like make coffee in the morning and they love the smell of the fresh roast or whatever. But I've never been a guy who really cared about that, Maybe when I eventually get married, if my wife is into that, then like I'll let her make the coffee. But for me, I just buy coffee in the regular bottle at the supermarket. And then it's just easier for me. And same thing with green tea. For a while I was trying to brew green tea in my pitchers, but it's so much more of a pain in the ass. Like if I put lemons in my water pitchers, it's not that hard to clean them afterwards. But when it's green tea, if you leave the green tea in there for even more than a day, it gets this like weird mildewy, like kind of like moldy smell to it. And I really hate that. So I was like, you know what? I'll just buy. So eventually it came down to it because I was so sick and tired of buying all this stuff in bulk, and then like carrying it home with me. And so, luckily, I found on Amazon that I could buy the same stuff for around the same price and just have it delivered. So I have it set up so once a month I just get like a nice big like $100 drink delivery of like my coffee, my green tea, my vegetable juice. And yeah, it's good, And then I have like a space in the kitchen now where all that stuff goes. And I don't know. It's just it's nice when you figure out what you need and then how to make it more streamlined so it's not as stressful. And the poor delivery guy, when he brought up all that stuff, I was like, dude, look, I am so sorry. And I don't tip the delivery guys, because you're not supposed to tip the Amazon guys here. But I always give them like a present from America. Like I'll give them some like candy or some popcorn or something from America. And I'm like, hey, thanks, dude. Appreciate it. I know that was like a heavy stuff. I mean, people just want to be appreciated for the hard work they do. I saw that video of that black lady for the worker for Amazon. She's like, "You order water all the time, you punk ass bitch. What the fuck you doing?" And she just like throws his water bottle boxes on like the ground and shit. She's like, "Come and pick up your own goddamn mess." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's right, lady." And then those people are like, "Well, the guy's crippled. That's why." And it's like, no, there's no wheelchair ramp to that house, you fucking liars. Like, the guy's just lazy fat piece of shit. Huh? What? Project much? No, I'm not projecting. No, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? But I mean, for me, it's like it's easier, right? Just to order that stuff, and then I can focus on getting all the other things too. And but yeah, the morning routine, and then like of course, like usually around like I'd like to do this earlier, like, and I think I will now that I'm waking up. Like during winter, I would wake up around 6:30 a.m. or something. That's when the sun would start coming out. But now that it's summer, the sun's coming out around 5 a.m. So I'm waking up at like 4 or 4:30. But normally I would record these rants at home around like 8 a.m. And that's like, I mean, that's okay. But then, there's other more productive things I want to do in the middle of the day. So, yeah, we'll see. Actually, just to put like a timestamp on this rant, iDubbbz just released a trailer saying that he's going to he's bringing back Content Cop, and I'm curious what's gonna happen, because like the whole thing is like he tried to do a Content Cop recently, or like I don't know, not recently, but he tried to do one on like people making fun of trans people, and like that boxer lady who ended up being a man with a micro penis that like was in the Olympics, and like his whole thing was defending her, and then he was wrong. So like iDubbbz is I mean, like he changed his fucking name to fit his OnlyFans wife. That's some really cucky behavior. So the only way, this is either going to be a very watered down cash grab bullshit video where he's promoting another event or something, and he's just like, he's not even going hard at attacking somebody content cop wise, or the king is back and he's left his wife and he's moving on, and I don't know. One can hope, like, and it's like a cool redemption story, and then him and Sam Hyde become friends, and then they're like, yeah, you changed my life, Sam. Because I mean, like, it's so shitty that he tries to make a documentary on Sam Hyde, and then because I mean, like, you could say that it wasn't malicious what he was doing to Sam Hyde, but I mean, he made that documentary on Airsoft Fatty, and then he just totally ghosted him after that, like a piece of shit. So if he did that to Airsoft Fatty, then you could imagine what he was planning of Sam Hyde. So, and then like Sam Hyde gave him the idea to do the boxing event, right? And iDubbbz was just like, no, he can't come here. I don't care if he spent 10 grand on charity. I don't want his charity money. And then iDubbbz ended up spending all that charity money for him and Hassan Piker and all his other Twitch bitch asses to party in the hotel. Like, goddamn, dude, like, what a piece of shit. But yeah, I'm curious what's gonna happen with that. What do you guys think is gonna? Well, I mean, since I'm releasing this after that happened, what ended up happening? Did you guys watch that? Let me write it down in the comments to say what ended up happening with the whole iDubbbz shit. But yeah, it's good fun time, good fun times and all that hot gay sex, good stuff. But my back is stretching. Yeah, but back to the topic though. It's just morning, like, if you want to get your life you want to get your life back on track, bucko, then you gotta actually start. It's the little changes you're making, right? And being able to have, being able to be in control of your schedule, especially the beginning part and the ending part of your schedule, is so important. If you can take care of that, you can do all these other things too, right? And I mean, also the journaling too. I mean, I didn't do it today because I started off a little bit late. Like, yeah, this is the first. I didn't really talk about it either, right? Shit, I wanted to talk about the ADHD meds. So, like, before I took the ADHD meds, I've been taking them for so long now that I don't really remember what it was like when I wasn't taking them all the time. But, I started taking ADHD meds and it was like 18 milligrams. So they started taking 28 milligrams. And when I was sick, I was horribly sick for like a whole week, and I didn't take that. But I didn't take them for 2 weeks because I was still recovering. And I gotta say, again, it might be like blood pressure related or something, but like I feel so less filled with anxiety. And it's like, I hate it when people talk about my anxiety, my feelings, but it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, what? Like, I don't have anxiety. Like, what? Like, I wasn't feeling, like, full of anxiety. What? But then it's, like, after I stopped taking those meds for, like, 2 weeks, and, well, also just, like, stopped eating stuff, and, I mean, I was just taking a break from everything. But, like, I didn't realize I had, like, anxiety or that I was stressing out until I fucking was off those pills or whatever. So, I mean, that's the thing. It's, like, those pills are a great crutch to start up a more healthy, what do you call it? Like, more productive routine. But, like I told the ADHD doctor when I joined, there was one ADHD doctor, that I was going to in Ueno, but he wasn't really, he didn't talk. He was more of like a drug pusher. He's just like, yeah, you feeling okay? Cool. Here's the meds. Like, those guys, they see so many customers or clients or whatever you want to call it, patients every day. They always are just like, are you okay? No suicidal thoughts? Cool. Okay, yeah, here's your re-up prescription. Go get it. And with my new doctor, though, I told him when I first met him, I was like, look, I don't want to take these forever, Like, I don't want to be like an old guy taking ADHD meds. Like, I want to be able to... I was like, have you ever watched the movie Limitless? And the guy's like, no. And I'm like, well, why have you not watched Limitless? Like, you're around my age. You never watched that, Bradley Cooper? I was like, you've watched The Hangover, right? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, you never watched Limitless? And so But anyway, I told him, I was like, Limitless is about this guy who gets like a drug that really unlocks like part of his brain and really helps him be the best version of himself. But the whole point of the movie is like at the end of the movie, he wants to eventually get off of it because he knows it's a crutch and he knows it's not really good for him. And I was like, that's what I want to do. Like, I don't want to be on these meds forever. I want to get to the point where I can feel productive and like feel, like the thing about ADHD stuff is that like at least for me, like it kind of turns off the emotional part of my brain too, if that makes sense. Like I don't really what do you call it? Like I don't feel things and like as much. Like I'll watch a sad movie and unless it's super sad, I don't really like cry or anything, And I mean, I guess I do laugh. Like if it's a funny, edgy joke, I will laugh. But like I'm not as like crybaby, iDubbbz empathetic as maybe I don't know some other people that don't take the meds are. And but I like that though. It gives me more of like a cold. Like I still, like what is that? I'm still nice to people and everything, and I'm still like I'm not like a dick or whatever, but it helps me think straight, And I like that. I like being able to not have like not. I think the moment you make, I forgot what the quote is, but it's like the moment you make a decision based on emotions is like like oh no wait, a decision that was made on the basis of an emotion was not a real decision, And it's like, you gotta always remember that. It's like, if you were feeling, like, emotional or something when you made a decision, it's like, nah, dude. Like, you gotta think clearly. You gotta think with no emotional investment in that. And I like that. I like that about the ADHD meds. But this whole week, a week and a half or 2 weeks of being off of it, it's just, like, I've been so, like, just chill. Like, it's like, oh, I'm stressed. No, it's like, I've just been chill, man. Like, I've just been, like, it feels good. It feels good to be, like, just chill. Like, but the thing is also, like, I think that, the thing I don't like is that, like, a little bit of my emotions are coming back, and I really don't like that, And, like, for example, like, like, a lot of my buddies are all married now, and so, some of them, like, make time to see me, but then, like, my other friends that aren't married, they like, they'll leave me on red, or they'll like or like we don't meet that much. Like my buddy Tetsu, he's like one of my best buddies I've known for over 10 years, but he's got this girlfriend now where they want to go on a world trip, and so he's just spending all of his time working overtime and then all of the free time like hanging out with his girlfriend. And like I guess I shouldn't feel too bad because he's not hanging out with anybody else. It's not like he's only not hanging out with me. No, he's not hanging out with anybody. But it's just like he doesn't want to reflect on himself and the way he's acting. Like he doesn't think it's a big deal. And I'm like, can we at least talk about it? Like just talk this out. I was like, you're my buddy. I miss hanging out with you. If you don't want to hang out because you're hanging out with your girlfriend all the time, that's fine. But like you do realize that's what you're doing. And he's like, oh, yeah. And then it's like I see him like once or twice a year, and it's like we still talk on the phone, but he keeps me on red. And then like other friends too. Actually, to be fair, the only friends that are not really hanging out with me, my married friends want to hang out with me because they're stuck in their boring ass routine. But my single buddies, like they're I get it. Like when you're older, like you want to focus on getting shit done because there's less time to get that stuff done or whatever. But it's just I pride myself on being very transparent and like straight communication when I talk to people. And I know that other people, just because I do that doesn't mean I should expect other people to do that too. But it's like, dude, like I'm the least emotional people. I am everyday people. I'm like a very emotionally reactive dude. So it's like if you have something important that you need to talk to me about, even if I don't like it, or I'm disagree, or I disagree with what you're talking about or whatever. If you're my friend, I'll still sit down with you and talk about it. But like if you're not wanting to listen, like for example, my Aussie friend that I mentioned earlier in this thing, like I could tell him what I'm doing that's healthy, and he won't care. All he sees is like, well, you're still fat, and so you're obviously fucking up. I don't care about what progress you've made. You're still fat. Like fix it, And it's just like, yeah, for like people like that, then it's like, yeah, well, you're not listening to me, you're not hearing me. But I'd like to think that I keep an open mind. I'm very open to listening, like, when people have something that they got to say, But yeah, it's just like you have these friends and they're just like they know that they're neglecting their friendships, which is fine. I mean, like, I looked online and for other people having similar issues, and it's like, no, it's a common thing. When as you get older, your other male friends, maybe they get like emo and they don't want to hang out as much. Like, it's actually more common than you think. At the same time, though, it's just like I would think that like with these friendships I've fostered over all this time, that like those dudes would see that, like, look, man, this is an issue for me. And you might not see it as an issue, but can we talk about it? Like, we don't need to be chicks and like light scented candles and do back massages or whatever. But I'm just like, dude, like you're pissing me off. Why? But anyway, it's just I like being on the ADHD meds for keeping those kind of like emotions in check. Where I'm just kind of like, in Japanese they say "yureisei," which is like cool headed, cool hand Luke kind of thing. But anyway, I could go into a whole spiel about this for a whole other hour, but we're at the 59-minute point, it looks like. So let me just end it here. Do you guys want a part 2 to this? Do you want me to keep going? And you want to hear a continuation of these thoughts in my head? Then let me know by smashing the like button and just write in the comments. Be like, yeah, I would really like a continuation of this episode. I want to hear your thoughts and shit. And I'm like, okay, I'll do that. But anyway, if you guys made it this far, thanks for always all the support and everything. And we're probably going to do a live stream right after this. So I will, I'll put the link for that in the Premiere chat and as well as in the comment section. And also, guys, I made a whole bunch of playlists now on the ADVJapan channel. So if because I mean, there's so many different topics that we cover, and so I've tried to separate them into other like categories, so it's easier if you guys wanted to binge these and you're like, oh, well, what's the category? Oh, he's talking about other YouTubers. Oh, he's talking about like male self-improvement or something. So yeah, I'm trying to make that a little bit more accessible for you guys. But anyway, like always, thanks for checking this out. Thanks for listening, guys. I hope you have a good one, and I'll see you on the live stream. Stay black, old Scottish Samadeshta. Yeah, buddy.